Hello my crafty friends and welcome. It's February 2024 and it's time for a brand new release of 12 new dies from Karen Burniston. Karen and the design team have created a blog hop. Be sure that you hop around and leave a comment on everybody's blog. You can start with my blog, which is linked below, and hop from there. Or you can start with Karen Burniston's blog and hop from there. So make sure that you leave a comment on everybody's blog for a chance to win a great gift card. My card for the hop is what I'm calling a reverse easel. I'm not sure that that's technically the right name for it, but that's what I'm calling it. This card has a full decorated front that flips totally around to reveal the inside of the card, but then the inside of the card pops up and it makes an easel card. This card was so fun and easy to make, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So let's get started. The base of this card is exactly like any other A2 top fold card. I cut my panel 4 1/4 by 11. I scored it in half at 5.5 inches, and then I scored it again in half of this panel at 2 3/4. That allows this card to become an easel. The next thing I did was cut 2 decorator panels, and I did emboss them, and I have attached the first one already to my card. The next one I made the same size, which is 4 by 5 1/4, and then I cut this one down so that I can use my decorations and they'll stand up above the top of the card, and you'll see that in a minute. So next I wanted to make some little cute green beer mugs, and in order to do that I was able to find just the right size by using the coffee and tea border. Now the way I created this was I cut out the coffee mugs, and then I wanted them to be green, of course, so I simply colored in. I left the paper in the die. I colored in each one of these, and at first I did a solid color thinking that would be the easiest way to go, but it didn't really have the look I wanted. So I used a very small fine point pen and I colored it in just like this. Each one, there's only a few so it isn't really that bad, but I colored each one in so that it looked like the beer mug was ribbed. And then when you pull it off of the die, you get a perfect little image with an edge around it. So I did that. I put that on a strip of paper that is 1 inch wide, and then I needed some beer foam. So for my beer foam I used the Easter borders, and I used the top of the bunny, the top of the carrot to create the little foams on the top. So that's how I did that. You know, it's always fun to find different ways to use your dies other than the way they're intended, which is always fun too. This strip I added a double layer of double-sided foam tape so that it would pop up and hold my card in place. So I have put 2 little marks right here. They're at 4 1/4. So I'm going to take the release paper off of my tape, and I'm going to line up with those 2 dots. Once you line up on there, you'll never see them. So I'm going to line this up here and here. Okay, there we go. Now I've already prepared all the parts for my card because I think it just goes faster, and you all know how to do die cutting and gluing, so there's no need for me to bore you silly watching me put things together like that. So I've used the Happy St. Patrick's Day die and shadow. I've already put 1 layer of double-sided foam tape on that, so I'm going to take the release paper off. I'm going to place that right there, right? So, whoops, no, I want it in the center. Okay, just like that. A little over, a little more before I press it down. Okay, just like that. All right, there we are. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It couldn't be any easier. Now, I want to take my card, and if you're doing the reverse easel, as I am, you need to be careful of how you want to do this. So this is going to be the front of the card, but it's also going to flip over like this and be the base of the card, just like this. So once you have your front on, you want to make sure that you close the card, flip it over all the way around so that you have the panel that has the crease in the center facing you. So now what I want to do is decorate my panel. This panel is cut to fit on here, just like that, but I'm going to decorate it before I do. And the reason I cut it at 4 inches is because I know that I'm going to use the new Good Luck with the shadow, and I don't want it to go above the top of the card, because if you do that, you're not going to be able to close your card. Okay, I went off camera for a few minutes just so I could get the placement of my elements just perfect. And you might also notice, and it's hard to see on camera, but I put an X on this panel, and that's where I'm going to glue this panel. So there's no mistake, when it's all finished, it's going to work correctly. It's easy to get confused on how these panels flip around. So I suggest marking an X, because it's going to be covered up and nobody will ever see it. All right, I have my Good Luck element. And then I also have my little rainbow pot of gold and all of those cute little things, the clouds from the Good Luck charms. So I'm going to go ahead, I have them temporarily placed, but I'm going to go ahead and glue those so that they stay permanently attached. Now I put the Good Luck on there temporarily so that I could get my placement right, because don't forget, you don't want to exceed the top of the card, otherwise your card's not going to open and close correctly. So I put that on first so I could get the height. I don't want to exceed the top of this. Then for my little clouds, as you can see, I had to cut them off a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to place those under there like that with my little pot of gold coming right out of the Good Luck. Everything's within the confines of the card, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it all down. Okay. Okay, so I've got all of my elements attached with glue. We're all good to go. Now, the panel with the X is where I want to place this. So what I'm going to do is fold it up so that there's no mistaking, because you only want to put glue on the panel that has the X. That way your card's going to stick up above the top. So I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on the base, because the base is where I want to put that panel. So I'm going to go like this all the way around this panel, leaving an edge. Just like that. Now I want to line my panel up so that it has a little edge around it. So I'm going to lay it out this way so I can see how that is. And I'm going to do this. When you put the glue on this panel with the X, don't exceed the crease. Don't go over the crease. I'm going to place it down just like that. And then there we go, just exactly what we're looking for. Nice little easel card that stands up beautifully. I'm going to go ahead and add the finishing touches, and then our card will be done. So I've already cut out some little shamrocks and some little gold pieces for my pot of gold. So let's go ahead and do this. 3 little pieces of gold. Just like they're spilling out. Alright, I got a little messy with my glue there, but it'll dry clear, so I'm not too concerned about that. So there we go with that. Now, I've got some little cute shamrocks that have been cut out. So I'm going to go ahead and place those in different random places. Let's put one over here. Okay. Okay, little shamrocks. I think a couple more. Let's put one over here and one right about here. Okay. Whoops. Glue that one down. All right, there we have our little shamrocks, and our card is done. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to leave a comment on the hop for your chance to win some great prizes. Until next time, bye-bye.